Welcome to Wisdom of the Way with me, Sai, a podcast to inspire, enliven, and explore Camino wisdom and life wisdom. Join me from my home on the transformative Camino de Santiago in Spain as we share stories and learnings with incredible pilgrims and teachers from all over the world. Welcome back to Wisdom of the Way podcast. I have a beautiful conversation to share with you today with an amazing soul, Bambu, who has a really inspiring project called All These Humans. It makes and shares incredible stories of humanity, of people around the world in such an inspiring way. I really invite you to go and explore some of these productions. We met when Bambu came to visit me and make a film together, actually, and I'll leave that in the show notes. You can have a look at his incredible production. And what's so inspiring about this project and Bambu is such a rich life experience that has been lived. And he's been with his partner and his little girl and their home on wheels, traveling around the world, through the Americas, through Europe and beyond, accompanying people and exploring what it is to be human and what moves us and inspires us. And something that's so powerful about that, and his own story, which he touches on, is this proverb and this story of like good luck or bad luck, let's see. And he invites us to remember that when we experience life and we experience these things that we think are unfortunate or a crisis or things that we don't want or that they're bad, actually how there's often a treasure and a piece of gold waiting for us, and it takes us to where we really need to go. So I invite you to jump into this experience with an extraordinary individual with a deeply and richly lived life. Enjoy.
Mi nombre es Bambu. Llevo 10 años viajando, 5 en esta casa con ruedas. So my name is Bambu. I've been traveling for 10 years, and the last 5 have been in this same motorhome. Yeah.
Thank you, Bambu. It's such a pleasure, such an honor, and a great gift to meet you the last couple of days on the Camino de Santiago, and also on the Camino of Life. And it's a beautiful entry into your life, also here.
Literally.
This project that you've been traveling with and exploring and growing with personally, over the last years is fascinating.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about all these humans and what is All These Humans?
Well, this is a project that started when I pictured human beings of Madrid. They were people who were in a situation of lack of money, of poverty, and living in the street. So I started walking around Madrid and looking for these people to share with them. And I had a really beautiful encounter with one of them. He's called Mariano, and he changed my life. Sharing with him, I realized that I was not only taking a picture of him because I was a photographer, but as well I was winning like a really beautiful experience of life. He taught me so much, and that's why I decided that I really wanted to make a project of human beings of the world. So it started that way. I shared my pictures online on Facebook back then, and people started liking it, sharing it, and well, I decided to one day make a tour, sharing with people what I really loved, that was traveling as well and photography, mixing them together. So it worked really well, people liked it, and that was the first of more than 100 tours that I've done worldwide right now.
Wow.
And it's been a big ride, a beautiful experience. Yeah. So right now the project is become a lot more than that. It's a project that has come to YouTube. I share videos of the human beings that I meet, like you. We've shared a wonderful day and a half together in your place. I've really loved your lifestyle, what you do for humanity. And that's the kind of people that I like to meet, people that have an interesting way of living their lives, philosophy, and I think you mix that all up together. Your philosophy of life and the way you share with others is something that is so attractive for me, and that's the kind of words that I want to give to the world, those voices.
It's a beautiful project, really. It's such a touching project, uh, and I really felt that, like when we met. Well, nice hat, by the way. When we saw each other, and we met, and it was like, there's my hat on someone else's head.
Yeah, it's amazing. Maybe we can show them to the camera because they have exactly the same shape.
It was a beautiful synchronicity, and I really felt like immediately we just dropped in.
Yeah.
It was like a really heartfelt connection, and it was something that really. Okay, so your project's, it's well known, it's big, and it's mostly in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has a huge following.
Mm.
Yeah, and something that really struck me about you that I have really enjoyed in these last couple of days is seeing your humanity, your openness, your yeah, really, it's great, because when something becomes so big, it's really easy to lose ourselves, or find that these tasks or the things that we're creating become so important, and it's easy to forget the humanity,
Yeah.
or to be busy,
Mm.
and I imagine it's very hard to manage it all, but
Yeah.
taking time to capture these stories is something that really, yes, sticks with me. It's something that I really, I'm curious with, because you have a lot in your world. You have a family. We're in your home, yeah, and you've been taking a lot of journeys around the world. You're teaching people. You have a lot of different initiatives. Why and how do you make time? Because I think this is something we all really relate to. Like, often we feel like there's not enough time to do,
Yeah.
and to do our passion as well, and all the things that we think are important. But this is something we so often hear, is like, I'd love to do that, but I don't have time.
Hmm.
How do you make time
Yeah.
to be able to go and spend 2 days with somebody
Hmm.
to capture a short story?
Yeah, I think you said the word. It's passion,
Mm.
passion and purpose. So I think there's a part of my job which is related to making money, and that's the money that helps me live, nurture my family, be able to put gas in our motorhome and repair it. Now it's got a broken motor, and it's giving us in the last 5 years. It's been crazy. Like,
We're actually in the front of the workshop, right?
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
In the
So
hospital.
yeah, shit happens,
Yeah.
and we need to well, resolve many things in our life, and money is useful for that, but as well to be able to do projects that help other people, and that's part of my motor, to be able to have a big project that needs a lot of my energy and responsibility, and having to take care of a lot of people, and now it's a team, a whole team that I have to take care, and the other thing is these projects that I'm really passionate about, and it's like taking pictures and doing videos like the one we've done. That's my passion, and that's something that I don't want to leave aside, because I think there's a reason for us to be here, and I think I really have this purpose in life. We were speaking a lot about purpose yesterday, and for me, it's really important to have to think about what you want in life, and I've thought a lot about it. And of course, for me, family is first. I really want to give them everything I can, but there's as well this purpose which is related to human beings, to the whole world. I think traveling gives you a this experience of the whole world, of us as humanity, and wanting to do something for human beings, not just for your people, for your friends, for your neighborhood, but what about the rest of humanity? I think when something happens, like in your country, now there's fires around and it affects you a lot. There's a war that happens in Europe and everybody speaks about it, and you see it in the news, or the World War II is like in every film of Hollywood. But then no one knows about the war of Pol Pot in Cambodia, and nobody speaks about it when he killed uh, 3/4 of the population of his country. So I think traveling helps you know that there's human beings that are far away, that are really similar to us, and that we should try to do things for the whole world. And I think now we have in our hands these tools that allows us to reach people from very far away and to plant a seed in their minds and make a change. And I think that if we try to speak with consciousness and give people who have these interesting messages to give the world, we are helping a lot, so much. So that's why, even if it's hard for me, even doing a podcast, like it's not easy. I have to focus. I have to give the best version of myself, and filming myself, which I do a lot. It's not easy for me,
Right.
but I do it because I know it's good. You can help. Yeah.
And I mean, your productions have touched millions of people. You know, they've exposed around the world. What's some of the ways that you do see or that you feel that it impacts lives?
Well, I try to show alternatives to the typical lifestyle, which could be living in a city, having a typical job that doesn't give you almost any free time, and I can show that there's people who are living off the grid, and maybe like yourself, who has a project to help others, and living in nature, really connected with it, with this permaculture project. Showing these kind of lifestyles makes people wonder and or know that there's another way, and I think that can be really life changing. Just meeting someone online, watching a video, and saying, okay, maybe this is what I want to do, and maybe it's not that video, but after watching a whole series, they say, definitely, I'm just gonna leave my job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is something that you experience. People tell you,
it happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. I mean, you've really traveled the world, like so many countries, accompanying people, guiding people as well. Does this journey and this life journey feel like a pilgrimage? I mean, you know, often our conversations here are about a pilgrimage, which isn't, you know, and our roots here are often on the Camino de Santiago, this pilgrimage. But
Yeah.
you know, we often realize that the life's a pilgrimage.
It is.
You know,
Yeah.
how do you relate with that idea?
I think the Camino teaches us so much for us living this lifestyle where we are traveling almost all the time. Our daughter was born in Argentina. We were traveling with our motorhome around South America, and we love her to have that experience because we're learning so much all together. And now you can see that our daughter is really like open-minded. She has 2 years and a half, but she hacks everyone, and she's like I don't know, really social. And those skills she's learned by sharing with many different people. So I think that's a really big gift for her, and as it is for us. We are learning so much all the time, and yeah, I think we are like trying to learn a lot from the people we meet, and maybe someday we find a place to stay for longer time, to grow roots. I think that's coming soon. We'll keep on traveling, but I think we are in the people who are walking. They're searching, and they want to learn and to discover. And I think for us it's been like a master in lifestyles, to get to choose the one that we really like, a place that we love, to be surrounded by people that we like. And as I was born in the big city of Madrid, and it's somewhere that I don't love the most, I think I needed to travel a lot to discover the places that I do. Yeah.
Yeah. How? I mean, what I hear when you share this, it's like a school. You know, there's these adventures, these journeys, and these incredible teachers that you meet. You know, what? How do you assimilate that information, and how does it become wisdom? You know, like I imagine it must be super inspiring. You know? But then, what do you do with it beyond making some beautiful productions? How do you integrate it? How do you live it? And I ask this because, you know, it's interesting on these journeys. We see a lot on the Camino de Santiago. No, people have these huge journeys. They awaken something. They enliven something within, and it's super inspiring. And then the question is, what do we do with it?
Yeah.
You know, how do we integrate it? How do we take it home, or how do we continue with all of these experiences, these incredible experiences that you have had and are having?
I think you grab a little piece of each one's life and thoughts, and that's something that some of them you keep them with you, and it's so beautiful. Just by sharing conversations, then many people write books. We cannot carry many things in our motorhome, but I love to read and to know more about people's stories. And a really nice thing about photography and video is that for me it's a diary. Like whenever I go through all the pictures that I've made in these years traveling, uh, a picture connects me in a really direct way with that moment, and I can feel the emotions I was feeling while taking the picture. I can remember part of the conversation with the person, and that is so beautiful. I think I wouldn't have so much memory of my trip if I didn't have those pictures. And a picture tells it in a really nice way because um, I think our memory is like really selective. So sometimes years pass and you make your own story out of what happened, and maybe it's not exactly what happened. For sure, it's not. But I think a healthy brain keeps what's beautiful of every experience you have. And for me, it's so nice to look back at that past and to see this story that part of it is true, part of it is what I made up, and and it's so nice. Yeah, it's like a film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have like a question about that because, you know, in this day, like we take a lot of photos. No, we take the phone out, and I see this every day. You know, and maybe in moments that we don't really even experience, we're just like walking past somewhere and take a photo and keep going. How do, and of course it's hard to really have have a deeper, not just a memory but an experience in doing that. Like, how do you navigate that? Because you take thousands of pictures,
yeah.
obviously with a purpose, but how do you navigate being able to be in the present moment, and still capture something through a lens? And I'd love you to contemplate it from, you know, our perspective as
Yeah.
a traveler, where we take lots of photos and maybe don't live the experience, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a really interesting question, and for me, photography was a tool that actually made me much more present. It helped me look and to see what reality is with new eyes. I think when I didn't know photography, or when I didn't start taking pictures of the world around me, well, I was just focused on the things that are important for me at that moment, on the people's face that I have in front of me. And when you start taking pictures, you look for beauty. And you realize so many things that normally you don't see. And for me, watching the world around and with trying to look for that beauty is presence. So that helped me a lot, and it goes really well with traveling. It's like a symbiosis, they go really well. So I realized that I needed to travel to tell more stories and to show more of the world than only the faces of Madrid. That's why it's all these humans. I try to go all around and show the different cultures of people. And when I travel, photography has been a really good excuse to get to meet people. So I have this tool that helps me connect. Uh, so I approach a person, I start speaking, I'm a photographer, but before taking that picture, I like to speak, to approach a person, to look at his eyes, her eyes, and to connect. That's the way to get to the soul of people. If you just want to take a picture from far away, 3 meters away, maybe if you're a photographer, you have a telelens and you take that picture, it's not going to be at all the same than approaching someone. I use a 24 millimeter lens. That's a lens that you need to use really close to take a portrait. So I approach, if people are watching on the camera, my pictures are from here. So I'm really in contact with the person. I can look at his eyes and get that connection, and you get to feel that. That's where you feel the soul of going through the person's eyes. And it's these really special moments of life. When you're there in connection with that soul, it's something that I cannot compare with anything. We humans need that connection. And we were speaking about it yesterday as well, this feeling of maybe you're in a day where you're not feeling so good, and just speaking with someone, maybe you don't know, it changes your mood instantly. So I think it's therapy as well. Yeah, photography, I would recommend anyone to try it. Maybe not thinking about getting professional with photography, just as a hobby, and trying to approach, doing that exercise of approaching someone you don't know. I would love to take a picture of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great challenge, no?
Yeah.
I mean, it invites us out of our comfort zone. How do you make connection with people, or like if someone's listening or looking at this, like they're thinking, yeah, that sounds like an interesting invitation. What advice would you have for them to make a connection, a human connection?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about photography, but it can be
Yeah.
without a camera too, right?
I think the golden key would be the smile, a big smile on your face that allows you to connect really quickly. So even though maybe you're not in your best moment, if you force yourself to smile, uh, then suddenly you can discover that you're happier. The smile makes us happy, actually. So if you're not happy, like smile and connect with other person, and then everything can change really quickly.
Yeah.
And as well, it's like looking in the eyes and trying to be sincere, like not looking away, just approaching. And if your intentions are good and you have a smile on your face and you look into the eyes, it's really rare that a person rejects you. So when I started taking pictures, I was kind of doubtful if the person was going to say no. And I don't know, maybe 60, 70% of people said no. It was difficult to take those pictures. Now, I would say only 10% of people say no. And that's something that you gain confidence, you know how to approach people, you have that calm, that self-confidence that you win by trying one time and the other and again and again, and that's the way. And when I was receiving a no for an answer of someone who didn't want to be pictured, I realized that I needed to have that same energy. Let's go for the next person, because maybe this person wasn't in the mood, and it's okay. It's not my thing. It's not how I did it. It's just that this person doesn't like to be pictured. So then I went to the next person with the same energy, and sometimes, yeah, magic happens, and then you meet the correct person, and you have this really interesting conversation. And for me, well, later on, I want to show you one of my books of photography. Hopefully,
I would love to see
you
that.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I think it's a good practice, no, to practice rejection.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it gets easier, right? You know, maybe this is a great medium also to be able
Yeah.
to. It's a useful tool for life.
Absolutely. I think a lot of things we don't do because of fear of rejection. So to expose yourself, to be able to show yourself on social media because you have something important to share, that's something a lot of people don't do. I think it's brave to do it, even though you're going to be rejected by some people. That's going to happen inevitably. You have people that are not going to like you. But I think it's good to go towards the fear that we have in life. Um, for me, this part of my job, it's hard every time. Like a lot of people have asked me, does it come easy to show yourself? And for me, it's still hard. But I like going towards that fear and saying, this is the thing that I have to do. It's part of my labor, and I think it's something that needs to be done. Uh,
I love that I get this sense of it's also connecting with the purpose behind it, not just getting a photo, not just getting a result, but actually connecting with the reason for doing this. I feel that with this, I also relate with like feeling, this is quite new for me, and I get
yeah.
a bit like uncomfortable and being on a camera. Being able to try and connect with the sacredness or the purpose of why,
Yeah.
whether it's a camera or whatever. Like, this connection with purpose and or meaningfulness. How how do you live that? Like, how does that come through? Not only in your photos and your passion, but in life. Like, whether it's doing work, how do you find the meaning in what you're doing? Is it from a rational point, or you're able to connect with it from another place as well?
I think it has both of them. It's part of a rational thing that well, the purpose is something that I've written many times. Like I have
So it's very clear for you what your
yeah,
purpose is.
yeah.
It's
I
something
think
you've worked. Yeah.
yeah, it changes as well. What I teach many people because I have
What do you teach? Tell us.
well, I have many students that want to change their lives. So I have a method in Spanish. It's for Spanish speakers for the moment, and it's really beautiful because people come to change their lives. Normally, they have this life which they're not satisfied with because of having this usual job or living in a city, and they want to do something else. So I teach them the way to become digital nomads. So to start working online, and that gives them freedom to be able to move wherever they want. Maybe they want to travel. Maybe they want to be in a tent or in a small house in the woods, and that's something that allows you to do. So you can earn money online. Now it's so easy, and each year it's easier. So yeah, I find that many people don't have the purpose written, or they really don't know which direction are they heading to. And I think it's really important to have some dreams, to know where you want to be, and well, I show how to do it. And I do it for myself every time. So I know where I want to be in 5 years. I know where I want to be, what I need to do to be there in 5 years. So you start decomposing it. Like in 3 years I should do this. In 1 year I should do this. In 6 months this, and I know what I need to do today to reach that goal. So that's why I make them happen. I think I'm good at manifesting every dream I have. And if it doesn't come true, I know that is probably not the way. So you just have to feel as well, and to be able to recalibrate and to know that sometimes like what you have on mind is not the way. With my wife, we're always like testing each other, not testing but checking, we are asking each other or telling maybe this other way would be nice. And then every day we're like kind of showing each other that there's other ways of doing things, and we have this middle point that sometimes we say, okay, this that we're speaking about can be the way. So we see what we can do to reach that point.
Manifestations. I mean, it's like something we hear, we see. It's marketed hugely. And so there's all sorts of types of offerings, I guess, in the market of manifestation. What are just like a few key aspects to, I mean, because you're living this, right? Like your experiences are showing this, like
Yeah.
what you're teaching.
Mhm.
What are just a few key aspects that you would say this is really important to the process of manifestation and living your dream or moving towards it and creating it?
I think there's a part of knowing what you want to manifest, and then there's a part of having lots of determination to do it. Like, I haven't shown you yet, but I have a book where I write every day, and I have my daily goals. So when I wake up, I know that I have things to do, and some of them are related to my well-being. Like, I need to do my breath work. When I wake up, I need to show some gratitude to the world and to move my body, to do some sport every day. And it's things that I check every day. Uh, and so this book is like I need to have accountability with myself. And whenever I know people that are in the want to be in the project or are in the project that I'm doing, for me it's really important to see how people behave in that sense, if they are accountant to what they say and what they say to themselves, because that shows how they're going to work as a team as well. What you do when no one is watching is how you're going to behave as well in the world. And you need to know yourself and discipline, which is something that, like for me in school, the word discipline was something that I didn't like. It meant suffering. Like, I don't want to be disciplined to be doing homework for 5 hours coming back to my house, but self-discipline, doing things that, even though they might be uncomfortable at some points, but that you know are going to help you reach that point where you want to go, is so important. So if you have that, it's really easy to manifest, to be disciplined, to be constant, like every day doing the things that you need to do. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you. I can really appreciate that and take that on as well. Yeah, consistency, discipline. And you spoke about this around looking after yourself. Love you to share a little bit about the importance of like a personal practice. I mean, you mentioned that you move your body and you do some breath work, but how important is having some personal practice to you?
Well, for me, body and mind are so connected that you just cannot forget about the body. So if I was only in the part of my work and I spend 10 hours a day doing my work without taking care of my body, that's not going to work. It's like the computer needs some refrigeration. And for that, yeah, it's the body that gives it. As well, I think part of success of people is more about how they communicate with others, is how they relate with others, and to be able to do it properly, I think you need to be calm. You you need to work on yourself. Uh, well, there's people who have projects that grow really big and can be selfish with other people, with money, but is that a life worth living? Is that one that you're going to enjoy? People are really successful and have a lot of money in their jobs, but it's the only part that they are successful on their lives, and I think that's something that we're not looking for. So it's as well really important, I think, to think about what is a life worth living, what is the kind of lifestyle that I want to live, and maybe success in your project is not the main thing. So for myself, it is. I think the project helps people, but I have to say as well, and to be sincere, right now I'm not living my most happy life. I've been happier in other years of my life because I took this compromise to do a big project to be able to help my family and as well to help others. And we want to build a place at some point probably in our lives, and for that we need to work on it, and it's taken a lot of my energy. but I know it's worth it. But for some people, it may not. I think just having on mind, I want to earn lots of thousands of euros of dollars a month. It's not the goal for the big majority of people. Or I think a lot of people don't want to live the life that it's necessary to get to achieve that goal. And I think living a life which is simple in many ways can give you a lot more joy.
Firstly, I really appreciate your openness and honesty. And I love this question, what is a life worth living? For me, and of course for you, it's different to me and it's different to all of us, right? Such a powerful question. And, well, I imagine it's also something that shifts, that changes as you grow. Yeah. How do you allow yourself to, like, maybe let go of the plan that you had before, or that as this dream, this vision changes, how do you move, and I maybe even also connected to what you were just sharing, like, okay, maybe in this moment you're not in the best balance. How do you return to that center, and how do you adapt to the plan that you're trying to execute that is still caring for yourself or finding the most supportive way?
Yeah, I think part of it is writing. I think writing is a tool that allows you to see many things that you're not watching in your daily life. And writing is an exercise that is you do it with yourself. Because sometimes when you express things to other people, there's different filters which have to do with whom you're speaking with the energy of the conversation. But when you're there writing, you're writing to yourself. And you get to realize a lot that is part of your subconscious mind, and you make it conscious, and you give order to your thoughts. And sometimes it's a way of watching that something is not working properly, and I think that's the way to realign. And yeah, I think that's a big tool for myself. And another part of it is like watching what I've been doing for the last years, thinking about my past. Where have I been happier? In which part of the world? What was I doing? And there's a lot of value, a lot of information in that.
Can you
So
give us an example? Like, what, when you think of that
yeah,
now, where were you and what were you doing?
for sure. Yeah, for me, one of my happiest times in life was traveling alone. That's something that I learned so much from. Those were 3 years of my life traveling through Asia. I was really free. I was only traveling with my backpack and my camera, and no one depended really on me, and I was just feeding myself, let's say. So I was really happy. Now I know I have a family, and I'm so grateful for it. And there's another moment of my life where having a family, I was really, really, really happy. And that was being in Cordoba, Argentina, where my daughter was born. And the moments before she was born and just after that, we were staying in Argentina, well, in Cordoba, like going around with our motorhome and interviewing people. People there in Cordoba are amazing. We found so many interesting people, like with like really grounded, connected with earth, with so much knowledge of plants, of self-care. I don't know. It was, yeah, like a paradise for us, because we're not looking for the most beautiful landscapes, and there's a really beautiful forest, and it's a green place, and but there's this part of what we're looking for is actually humanity. It's people with whom we connect, and we did connect a lot with people over there. So I think it's the place on earth where we feel the best, and a really good moment, because I was focusing on my purpose, or on interviewing people. But that's not the thing that gives me money. Is the project I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So I think now our journey in the next year, 2, 3 years, let's say, is more like doing this project that allows us to have enough income to have time to do what we really love. So for me, that would be that. Knowing people like you, taking videos. I love, yeah, filming. You saw yesterday, for me, like filming is like, man, this shot is so beautiful.
It's amazing, and it's like you also you go into another space, no? Like a
Yeah,
real
yeah, 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 yeah,
connection
yeah.
through this medium. It's beautiful, and I mean, it's been such a treat to listen to some of your stories, about these meetings. Incredible stories.
Yeah.
What's one that comes to mind? I mean, there are hundreds,
Yeah.
right? And they're as wild as like a lady living with pumas to all sorts of incredible people walking around the world. Huge, huge experiences.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to choose one, but just what's one that comes alive that you know entertain us? No, but that
Wow.
something that really has touched you and maybe
Yeah.
and you know impacted your life in a way. I mean, they all do, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they all do. I could speak like about the most popular videos, but you know about them, and I like to tell new things as well to you, not only to the audience that could be
Thank you.
listening. So there's really interesting videos in the channel, and I got to have the time to interview some uh, people who are known worldwide. That's the case of Pepe Mujica, which is the last president of Uruguay, or one of the last, and he has a really interesting philosophy of life. I learned a lot from him, but we were sharing 1 hour of his time. I appreciate it so much. But I can tell you, for example, the story of an unknown man. Uh, he doesn't have a project on social media, and he is the panadero. He makes bread in his village, in a remote village. And well, the thing is, this man who has this accent, really strong accent of lost part of Spain, and he has huge hands of working as well, and not only with the bread. What he does is picking up stones, and he built a palace of stones. So when we went and meet him, like, his palace is not known by almost anyone, and it's such an amazing structure. He's an artist, but not recognized. And then when you go to a museum, there's so many works that I don't find artistic at all. But then there's this art in people or in the streets, and when you find people like this, and he's humble, and he got this sense of humor, that we were there and we had such a good time. And for me, it's a video that is not viral at all. It's a video that hasn't been seen much, but you get to see how meeting a lot of times people who live in a simple way, who are humble. They get to give you some of the best knowledge of your life, and to experience these really beautiful situations. So I think sometimes what we need to know is that knowledge is all around us, and in the most humble person you can find the biggest wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. We've spent like the last couple of days on the Camino de Santiago, and I never asked you, but have you been on the Camino before? And even meeting some people on their journeys, would you be inspired to could you imagine taking that journey?
Well, impressively, because my family lives in Galicia, in Vigo, so I've been a lot through Galicia. I've visited a lot of parts which are part of the Camino. And actually, I was living as well in the north of France, where some caminantes start from. They're in Saint Malo, uh, and I haven't. I haven't walked the Camino yet. Yeah. So for sure that will come someday. I really wish it does. My daughter is 2 years and a half, but I was speaking with you and you told me there's families who are doing this, families with kids of 3 years old or less, 1 year old. So yeah, I think it's a dream that can come true soon enough. When I was watching the people who pass around your place, and I was watching as well, or looking at their eyes and seeing that sparkle, that life of doing something that connects you so much. Yeah, I thought to myself that I really want to live that experience. Yeah.
Amazing. And it is incredible when we meet people and we see what is capable, what people are doing. And yeah, there was, I don't think I told you, but there was a couple who were walking in the winter. You asked me if people were walking in the winter, and there was a couple. A guy actually grew up in the village next to me in Australia, in the middle of nowhere, and actually a conversation with them. It was amazing. They're walking with their 1 year old through the snow, and when you meet these sorts of people, or people who are blind, or people who have maybe missing limbs, or any kind of, you know, yesterday there was a guy who was walking, and he had lost half of his weight, and it was just amazing to see someone like this who is making such a huge physical effort, and all sorts of efforts to be able to do it, but they just open up the possibility of how we can do it.
Yeah.
And like, I really connect with your project, and I love how it invites us to enter other lives, to see another way, and of course in choosing another way, and a way that we don't know, there's fear. No, there's a lot of fear on the path. What's maybe some thoughts or feelings that you could share with us around how we could approach our fears,
Yeah.
and go into the unknown?
That's a really good question. Well, actually, a lot of people that I meet have a lot of fear of changing their lives, because they want to look for security in lots of senses, financial security, and having a house where they are paying a rent, or and they feel safe, but at the same time they feel trapped. So if that's the feeling that you're feeling, probably something is not working. So I think you don't need to jump directly off the cliff. Maybe you can go step by step. I think that's what you should do, actually. So you don't need to say, okay, I'm abandoning my work, I'm leaving this house, and I'm just going to walk. That's something that people do, and it's something that you can do, but it's really extreme. And yeah, that there's a lot of fears in doing something like that. But how about taking little steps towards the life of your dreams? And you can do it. You can start studying something that you really like. You can see how people are living and visit them and take inspiration of other people's lives. If you like a project, dive deep, visit it, know the person. You can get lots of inspiration of other human beings. That's what we're doing, not only for the people that watches our content, but for ourselves. We're taking inspiration to also try to live a life that we enjoy, and that we feel a lot of plenitude in. And so I think if you know where you want to go, and if you do it step by step, you can discover soon enough that you're there, that you're arriving. Yeah, you need to have a plan. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother, for your time,
Yeah.
and for this inspiration, and for this connection, and for speaking with us in English. Amazing, amazing.
I did all I could.
Fantastic, fantastic, and really for this project, all these humans, it's really inspires us to connect with the humanity, and see and feel the humanity in each of us. So I really honor that, and yeah, so many blessings on the way, and look forward to seeing you on the Camino someday.
Thank you for everything that you've given me, for this beautiful conversation, for the days lived together, and for everything you do for humanity, for sure. I really want to walk and to visit your place, to arrive with our backpack, maybe with our daughter. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Inshallah.
Muchas gracias for tuning in. Wisdomoftheway.com. is where you can sign up for our newsletter for transformative walking retreats, courses, and free practices. Also, please leave a review and share this podcast with your friends so that we can bring you more stories of these inspiring Caminos. Many blessings for your inner and outer journey.